There it is. Test, test. Testing. Test, test. Testing. Test, test, test. About right there. Okay.
Thank you for joining us for a special KBRFradio.com video streaming production. Tonight's game is proudly brought to you by Otter Power Company and your Otter Power Company pregame show. Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard. Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show. Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeouts. Ugsted Plumbing and Heating with your game time and temperature. Viking Cafe and Fergus Falls Apothecary with your keys to the game. Olson Oil Card Express and your Olson Oil Card Express postgame show. Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota player of the game. Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups. Idaho County AIS Task Force. Liberty Business Systems. Service Food of Fergus Falls Monument. Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapy Incorporated. Idaho Coaches and FM Bank of Fergus Falls.
Also streaming live on the Fergus Now app. Jason Retzloff with you here this afternoon. Dave Bishop taking care of production duties with the streaming, and happy to be with you here this afternoon for the Fergus Falls Otters going up against Sartell in high school softball. And the Otters still looking for their first win on the year. They're 0-11 on the year and hoping to break through with a good performance against the Sabres here this afternoon. Sartell comes into the game. They're 7-3 on the year, having a nice season. They're tied for third in the Central Lakes Conference play. And let's go over here as we're getting pretty close to the first pitch. Let's go to our Ugsted Plumbing and Heating time and temperature. And the time right now is 4:44, and it is a beautiful afternoon, 77 degrees out here right now, wind blowing at about 14 miles per hour. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have our Nelson Auto Center starting lineups. And the first pitch, Sartell and Fergus Falls in softball, and back with more after this.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota
Back here with Otter softball this afternoon, and it's time to introduce our Nelson Auto Center starting lineups. First for the visiting Sartell Sabres, and their starting lineup. Batting leadoff, the pitcher, number 16, Marnie Kuzman. Batting second baseman, number 30, Reese Kuzman. Batting third, the right fielder, number 3, Kennedy Lewis. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 24, Lauren Morse. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 2, Keely Gugesberg. Batting sixth, center fielder, number 4, Bryn Darling. Batting seventh, first baseman, number 11, Kate Thompson. Batting eighth, number 29, the designated player, Lydia Wohl. And batting ninth, the third baseman, number 1, Mia Johnson. And as we mentioned before, Marnie Kuzman is the pitcher for Sartell. The starting lineups for the Fergus Falls Otters. Batting leadoff, third baseman, number 5, Carly Peterson. Batting second, left fielder, number 4, Alyssa Adams. Batting third, second baseman, number 6, Sophie Lee. Batting cleanup, center fielder, number 3, Kendall Hansen. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 30, Carlana Zita. Batting sixth, right fielder, number 1, Mackenzie Whitney. Batting seventh, the designated player, number 10, Evelyn Wadle. Batting eighth, shortstop, number 11, Izzy Landberg. And batting ninth, the catcher, number 14, Avery Oren. And pitching for the Otters is number 21, Hattie Albertson. And that is this afternoon's starting lineups brought to you by Nelson Auto Center on Highway 210 West in Fergus Falls. And Keys to the Game sponsored by the Viking Cafe and Fergus Falls Apothecary. And Otters coming into this one, as we mentioned, trying to get their first win on the year. And of course, big factor defensively with Devaney Smith, Otters head coach Devaney Smith, defensively being able to catch the ball, limit Sartell to as few base runners, not giving them any free outs, also making sure, try to limit the walks, the free passes, and see if we can get the offense going and look for a good performance, like we said before, for this Otter team trying to get some momentum. Those are the keys of the game, sponsored by the Viking Cafe and Fergus Falls Apothecary. Well, we'll take one more quick break. When we return, we'll have the opening pitch here from D Lagoon Park. Fergus Falls versus Sartell Otter softball this afternoon. We'll be back right after this.
Serve your family and friends the best. Certified Angus beef from the meat department at Service Food. Special cuts and orders always welcome. Service Food, West Lincoln Avenue, Fergus Falls.
Service Food. Serving you best.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton. There's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Light powers your day, and with LEDs, every time you turn on a light, it's a chance to save. See how Otter Tail Power Company can help you save at otpco.com/LED.
What's the record for the biggest walleye? What's the record for the largest goldfish? Wait, what? Never release aquatic animals or plants into our lakes and rivers. Help protect our waters and native species.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Ugstead Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Ugstead Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota.
Olson Oil Cart Express of Fergus Falls is your one-stop shop. Propane tank refills? Check. Diesel for your trucks? Check. Gas, propane exchange, and bulk delivery? Check, check, and check. Olson Oil Cart Express, supporting Otter sports. The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Scott DeBrito. I had the privilege of wearing the Otter uniform. Today, I have the privilege of representing FM Bank here in Fergus Falls. Show your Otter pride with our Otter debit card. Stop in and see us or visit our website at mybankfm.com.
What's your number?
I drove 113 miles.
And I drove 124 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Park with Otter softball here. We're just about to get things going. Just got done with the national anthem, and the Otters are taking the field with Hattie Albertson on the mound for Fergus Falls. A few of our sponsors, thanks to our sponsors for the game here this afternoon. And West Central Ag Air, your local Peterson Farms and LG seed supplier, and the right choice to defend your crops. That's West Central Ag Air. Also Midwest Printing, your local partner for quality printing. Visit Midwest Printing in Fergus Falls. And also Lake Country Graphics. And this game and the Quality Toyota Player of the Game t-shirts are brought to you by Lake Country Graphics. And we'll have our quality player in our Olson Oil Cart Express post-game show after this one finishes up. So, yep, Hattie Albertson's going to be on the mound, and Otters are on the field taking their final preparation. It's going to be Marnie Kuzman, the pitcher, leading off for the Sartell to start this one off. This will be our final Otter softball broadcast. We're going to have Otter baseball a week from today, next Tuesday. Look forward to bringing you coverage of the Otter baseball team here coming up as well. And what a great day to be outdoors. And yeah, it's plenty warm, 77 degrees out, but got a breeze that's keeping it a nice moderate temperature. The sun is out, beaming down on everybody. Get the sunscreen out. I got the sunscreen out today. We're got a nice view right behind the home plate here, and just ready to go here. And leading off for the Sabres is number 16, the pitcher, Marnie Kuzman. We're ready to go here. And Hattie Albertson ready to go. Ready and delivers. And that's in there on the inside corner for a strike. And we are underway here from D Lagoon Park. Kuzman digs in. 0-1 is the count in the opening at bat of the game. And here comes Albertson to the plate. And swing, there's a chopper left side. That's foul. And Albertson gets ahead in the count. 0-2. See if Hattie can continue to get that trend of getting ahead in the count. Try to limit those free passes and free base runners for the Otters to see if they can play some good defense today and keep the Sabres off the bases. That one's way up and high, and it's a ball in 2 strikes now on the count. Wind blowing left to right, a little bit in from left field. And here's the pitch, off-speed pitch. That's up and in. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carly Pfaff, the head coach for Sartell. Devaney Smith, head coach for the Fergus Falls Otters. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And the swing and popped up in the infield. Roaming under it, Sophie Lee in the infield, and Sophie puts it away. And a good start for the Otters, getting the opening out of the game as Marnie Kuzman pops out to second baseman Sophie Lee. And now at the plate is number 30, second baseman Reese Kuzman. And Albertson pitch, and it is low for a ball. Kuzman briefly offered at it and held back, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the first, 1 out, nobody on, and here's the pitch to Kuzman. That's in there for a strike. Took maybe a little bit off of that one. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Hattie Albertson is a junior pitcher for the Otters, and she comes to the plate. That one takes a bounce. Plenty low. Behind the plate for the Otters is a catcher number 14, Avery Oren. Avery, junior as well for Fergus Falls. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Reese Kuzman, and here's the pitch. Swing, there's a blooper left side. That one on running in, and that's going to fall in front of Alyssa Adams for a bloop single. So the first base runner of the game is Reese Kuzman. Now the ball errantly thrown, and it gets by down the right field line, and going all the way to third is Kuzman. She thinks about coming home. She will stay at third, so careless error there by the Otters that allows Kuzman, base hit, but allows Kuzman to get to third base. First error of the game for Fergus Falls, and coming to the plate, the number 3 batter, the right fielder, number 3, Kennedy Lewis. Lewis lefty, squares the bunt, puts it on the ground, and it is bunted foul. Interesting look there to have the number 3 batter laying down a bunt. And just seeing what they had there, but it went foul, so it's 0-1. Kennedy Lewis, right fielder at the plate. Runner at third, 1 out, top of the first. Fergus Falls and Sartell. That one's outside. Running lead there for Reese Kuzman. As the pitch is delivered, the players in softball, they're able to start taking their lead or get a jump as the ball is being released. And here's the 1-1 pitch from Albertson. Swing, that's popped up into short left field, well, just outside the infield. Lundberg couldn't make the play. It goes off her glove, and a run will score. And running to second will be Kennedy Lewis, getting on base on the error. And again, the wind is going 14 miles per hour, so it certainly is a factor. And that one got up high in the air. And Izzy Landberg got under it but couldn't make the play. It went off her glove, so a run scores. It's 1-0 Sartell on our Park Region scoreboard. And at the plate taking a strike is the catcher Lauren Morse, number 24. But 2 errors already, and that was in our Keys of the Game, sponsored by the Viking Cafe and Fergus Falls Apothecary. Talked about defensively is going to be a key, and 2 errors already here for the Otters. That one is low. Good job there by Avery Oren, scooping that one up and keeping Kennedy Lewis at second base. So Morse at the plate, and it's a 1-1 count. And the pitch from Albertson, and that is in there for a strike, the high part of the zone. Got it, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Albertson ready, and winds and pitch, and there's another pop-up into short center field. Coming in is Kendall Hansen, diving for it, couldn't get there. The runner will not advance, and it's going to be a bloop. We'll call it a bloop single, as Landberg was going out a little bit from shortstop, but it was going to be Hansen's play all the way, and Hansen dove at the end, couldn't make the play, and Lewis at second base decided she didn't want to risk it, and she was tagging up and didn't want to run over to third. Maybe an opportunity missed by Lewis, chance to get to third by, getting off the base a little bit while the ball's in the air. But it'll be a high pop single for Lauren Morse, and it's first and second with 1 out. And here's the pitch. It is low and takes a bounce. Another good scoop there by Avery Oren behind the plate, as it's Keely Gugesberg, the shortstop, at the plate for Sartell. Sartell leading 1-0 on our Park Region scoreboard. And here's the pitch. That one's high, and it's 2 balls and no strike. Kennedy Lewis at second, Lauren Morse at first. Otters got the first out of the game. Marnie Kuzman popped out to second, but a couple errors and a single. And that one's high, and now it's 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. That one is in for a strike. Good one there from Albertson. And it's 3 balls and a strike. Yeah, flag is moving pretty good there out in left field. Blowing in a little bit cross from left field to right field. And here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing foul back into the fencing right in front of us here. And that'll bring the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So full count here. Big pitch. First and second, 1 out, top of the first. And here's the full count pitch. That one's high. And lost Gugesberg on the walk. And that'll load the bases up for Bryn Darling. So Bryn Darling, another lefty, center fielder, number 4 for Sartell. And Albertson with the bases loaded, the pitch. And that catches the outside corner for a strike. Albertson gets ahead. 0-1. Darling digs in. Left-handed batter, the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Now the ball gets past Oren, and that's going to score a run. And that'll make it 2-0 Sartell on the wild pitch. And got the strike as Darling went for it, swung and missed to make the count 0-2, but it got by Oren. Oren's done a nice job here with some of those balls. That one got by her. And it's now second and third, 2-0 Sartell. 1 out, 0-2 pitch on the way, and chopped foul. Off the plate, went left, and it'll still be 0-2. So 0-2, 1 out, second and third. Otters trying to limit the damage here, and that one is bounced to Oren. Oren, a good job again of blocking that one. And it'll be a ball and 2 strikes to the center fielder, Bryn Darling. So 1-2. Albertson with the delivery. That one's bounced. Good job again by Oren. So a couple in a row that release point wasn't there for Albertson. And bounce. And that one was off to Oren's left. Did a good job of making the play to keep the runners where they're at. And here's a 2-2 pitch coming from Albertson. And that one's high, and it's a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Kate Thompson, the first baseman for Sartell. It's Bryn Darling at the plate, the number 6 batter. 2 runs are in here in the top of the first. And here's the full count pitch. And that one is low, and it'll be another walk. So consecutive walks here. With Gugesberg and Darling walking, and the bases are loaded again, and Kate Thompson to the plate. Second walk of the inning. And here's the pitch to Thompson. That is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. So the inning started with a pop-out. Kuzman popped out to Sophie Lee at second. Then a bloop single, an error, a single, and a couple walks. Bases are loaded, and 2 runs are in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's up and away. And 2 balls and no strikes. Big inning for the Otters to try to keep Sartell at bay as best they can here. Here's the pitch for Albertson. And that one's a bit low, and it's 3-0. So Sartell's one ball or 1 pitch taken away here from adding another run on the board here with number 7 batter Kate Thompson. The 3-0 pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. Albertson stays in it, and it's 3 balls and a strike. 1 out here, top of the first. 2-0. Sartell leads on our Park Region scoreboard. And here's the pitch. There's a chopper to second base, gloved by the Otters, and throw to first. They do get 1 out. Run comes in to score, as it was actually Lauren Morse did not come in to score. She got on base with a single earlier, but it was they had a courtesy runner, Ashlyn Justin was able to come in to score. So it's 3-0. But there's 2 outs now, and the first pitch to Lydia Wool, the designated player, is low for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. And 2-0 now, as that's outside. So 2 balls and no strikes. Darling is at second. Gugasberg at third for Sartell. 3-0. Sartell leads, top of the first, 2 outs. And the 2-0 pitch to Wool. And that's inside. And it's now 3-0. So 3-0 pitch here coming. And the pitch, ground ball to short. Lemborg, and it goes under her legs and into left field. And it'll be another error here for the Otters as they're costing it. That'll score 2 runs. As Izzy Lemborg got to the spot, but didn't get that glove down far enough. And coming in to score is Gugasberg and Darling. And just like that, it's 5-0. Sartell with the lead. And the first pitch is a strike to Mia Johnson, the number 9 batter in the lineup for Sartell, the third baseman. And it's 0-1. Tally up here. Going to be plenty of unearned runs here in this inning. And there's a pitch, and that is nicked foul. And it's 0-2, foul tip. So no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, looking here. Yeah, only one of these runs will be earned in this inning, as the Otters have 3 errors in this inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that is low, gets by Oren, and hustling over to second base is Lydia Wool. So she's now at second base and in scoring position. Top of the first, Sartell 5. Fergus Falls nothing. Runner at second, 2 out, and the 1-2 pitch coming to Mia Johnson. And swing, and it is chopped up. It's going to be foul. It went back to Albertson, but it was fouled off her foot. And, yeah, that one hurt a little bit. Mia's keeled over, as I think that went. Yeah, that couldn't felt very good. It was fouled right off. I don't know if it was her knee. Yeah, she's kind of clutching her knee there a little bit. Going to hang in there and step into the batter's box again with a 1-2 count. Top of the first inning. Otters trying to get out of this inning. They trail 5-0, and here is the pitch. Swing that's popped up, and Oren doesn't see it, and it goes foul. That was a tough one. Avery, it didn't go very high and just went right, probably about 5 feet behind her, and she couldn't locate it. So it's a foul ball, and the count will stay at 1-2. So here is the 1-2 pitch to Mia Johnson. And swinging a ground ball to third into the hole. It's a base hit into left field. And runners will stay as be first and third. Wool decided not to try push it and go home. That's a single for Mia Johnson. And now coming around for the second time this inning as the Sabres batter on Marnie Kuzman comes to the plate. Kuzman started off this inning. Otters got the out first at bat of the game. It was a pop out to second. So first and third with 2 outs, and Marnie Kuzman now. And the ball is bounced now, running down to second and stealing second base is Mia Johnson. So that'll be second and third. Otters don't even throw it down there with a runner at third. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to Marnie Kuzman. Shows bunt momentarily, brings the bat back, grounds it foul left side into the fencing in front of the Otter dugout down the third baseline. A little too close probably for Reese Kuzman, who's in the on-deck circle there for Sartell. Had to dodge that one a little bit. 1 ball and 1 strike. 5-0, Sartell with the lead. Top of the first on our Park Region scoreboard, and the pitch from Albertson swing. There's a blooper right side. Coming in, and unable to make the catch was Mackenzie Whitney. Ball goes to the ground, and 2 runs are in. And errors continue to pile up and cost the Otters. The 4th error of the game, as Whitney did a good job hustling over to get the spot, got under it, but it popped out of her glove as 2 runs come in to score. And it's now 7-0 with a runner on second. Reese Kuzman is up. Kuzman singled and came around to score earlier in the inning. That pitch sails over the head of Oren. Wild pitch will allow Marnie Kuzman to get to third base. So it's 7-0 and 4 errors on the Otters. Only one of these runs will be earned, no matter what the total comes out to in the inning. And here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is high, and it's 2-0 to the second baseman, Reese Kuzman. Marnie Kuzman is at third. Reese Kuzman, the second baseman, at the plate. And it's Hattie Albertson on the mound for the Otters. And that pitch is outside. And I believe it's 3-0. Yep, 3-0 is the count. And here's the pitch from Albertson, and that one is up and away, and that'll be ball 4 and a walk. Reese Kuzman goes to first, and runners at the corners. Still one out. And Kennedy Lewis, the right fielder, to the plate. Lewis reached on an error in her first time up earlier in this inning and came around to score. And here's a pitch from Albertson. And that's a strike on the outside corner. Going down and stealing second base is Reese Kuzman. Otters don't concern themselves with that, just worrying about getting the batter out and not allowing the runner from third in. 7-0, top of the first. Pitch from Albertson, just off the plate, and it's a ball and a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the first, 7 runs in for Sartell. There's a hot smash foul down the right field line. Just a bullet off the bat of Lewis, but there was about 5-6 feet foul. Sartell first base coach had to step back out of the way a little bit of that one. But it's a ball and 2 strikes as Albertson gets ahead. Otters desperate to get out of this inning. Second and third with 2 outs. And the top of the first. And here comes the pitch. Off-speed pitch, hit down the right field line, and it's just foul. And that one was well high. Lewis kind of waited on it, an off-speed pitch, and she ended up ahead of it. Got pretty good bat on the ball, but it ended up again about 5 feet foul down the right field line. So the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. And Albertson to the plate, and that one's low. Gets by Oren. Here comes the runner in, and a run will score on the wild pitch as Marnie Kuzman comes in to score. And that makes it 8-0 Sartell. Reese Kuzman advances to third on that wild pitch. And that makes the score 8-0 on our Park Region scoreboard. Balls 2-2, or the count is 2-2, excuse me. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch from Albertson. Popped up in the infield. Landberg coming over, and she makes the play. So the Otters very happy to be out of this inning as Landberg comes in and makes the play on the pop-up. And 8 runs come in here in the top of the first. It was 8 runs. Let's see, how many hits did we have? 8 runs on only 3 hits. There were 4 costly errors for the Otters and 1 left on base. 8 runs in for Sartell. Otters coming up as we go to the bottom of the first. We'll be back with more Otter softball in just a moment.
Business systems can be frustrating. Don't take it out on the printer. Let Liberty Business Systems simplify the chaos. With automated printing services and flexible contracts, you'll never feel frustrated or stuck with your business systems. Liberty Business Systems.
Transparent, flexible, fearless.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
At American Federal Bank, they're proud sponsors of local high school athletics. From Friday night lights to buzzer-beating shots, these students inspire us all. Just like them, American Federal is here to go the extra mile for you. American Federal Bank, investing in our community, one play at a time. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
But then the errors piled up in costly moments, and 4 first-inning errors for Fergus Falls, and 8 of those runs given up by pitcher Hattie Albertson. Only one of those was earned. She gave up 3 hits and 3 walks in the inning, but 4 errors really hurt Fergus Falls. They trail 8-0, but the Otters try to get the bats going here, and they'll lead it off with their third baseman, senior number 5, Carly Peterson. And the pitcher is Marnie Kuzman. And she pops up the bunt, hustling in. Kuzman makes a nice running play. And that was a nice, quick, athletic play as Carly Peterson laid the bunt down. And it got popped up in the air just a little bit, not real high. And Kuzman had to hustle in and made a nice running catch. So a bunt pop out. Otters are down to their first. And Kuzman, that first pitch, that was some velocity there. It's going to be interesting to see. Here's the first one from Kuzman. That one's popped up towards center field. Hustling in and coming in and making the play for Sartell is Bryn Darling. So 2 pitches and 2 outs for the Otters here. Like I said, mentioned good velocity by Kuzman pitching. Adams got the bat on the ball. Alyssa Adams was at the plate, but flew out to center. Now Sophie Lee, and she puts it in play. There's a blooper left side, and coming in and making the running catch was second baseman. Moving to her right was Sophie Lee, and 3 pitches and 3 outs just like that. That's really a 1-2-3 inning where only 3 pitches were thrown. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the second inning. It's Sartell 8 and Fergus Falls 0. Back with more Otter softball in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Jay, owner of Fergus Apothecary, downtown Fergus Falls. We like to talk to you out in the open, not through glass, not through a speaker. We treat you as a person, not as an insurance card. So we invite you to come downtown Fergus Falls and speak with us.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota Motor.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Well, Minnesota Motor Company Service Department is conveniently open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thanks to Minnesota Motor, one of our sponsors for today's game. 8-0 Sartell with the lead. We begin the top of the second with catcher Lauren Morse at the plate. And off-speed pitch is outside, and it's 1-0. What a second inning first inning defensively for Sartell. 3 pitches and 3 outs, with a pop bunt out from Carly Peterson for the Otters. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's high. It's 2-0. Then Alyssa Adams flew out to center on a nice running catch by Bryn Darling, and then another nice running catch on a blooper by the second baseman, Reese Kuzman, for Sartell. And it's 2-0 here now to Morse. Pitch, and that one is fouled left side. And it's 2-1. Morse in the first inning singled and came around to score one of the 3 hits that Sartell had in the first inning. And there's a pitch, ground ball left side, and ranging over to her right, unable to get there, was Landberg. And now the ball gets by Adams in left field, and that's going to allow, they're going to third. Here comes the throw to third, and he out at third. Man, it looked like possibly that Morse beat it there, and maybe she was off the base, and now Morse is on her back and in some pain. But another error on the Otters out in left field that got by and allowed Morse to continue to advance, and now Morse is going to limp off, but good to see her going off on her own power. It was going to be a tough play for Landberg to get it. It's going to be a base hit, but then an error that allowed Morse to get the second. She tried to get the third. Otters did a good job of cutting her off, getting the ball to Carly Peterson, who applied the tag. So 1 out. And Gugasberg now at the plate, takes it high, 1-0. Huge for the Otters to get that leadoff batter and keep runners off base. It didn't help as much in the first inning. They still got 8 runs in after getting that first out, but going to be a key to limit what the Sartell offense can do. Swing and a miss on that one on a high fastball. And it's now 1 ball and 1 strike to Keely Gugesberg, the shortstop. She walked and came around to score in the first. There's the pitch. That one's way up and high. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Keely Gugesberg, shortstop. Ready to go. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one bounces to Oren. And it'll be 3 balls and a strike. Well, this game and the Quality Toyota Player of the Game t-shirts are brought to you by Lake Country Graphics, and we'll name our quality player after the game. Albertson ready. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good one there by Albertson. And that will bring the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the top of the second inning. 1 out, nobody on. And it's Keely Gugesberg at the plate. Hattie Albertson is on the mound. Full count. Albertson is ready. And here it comes. Swing, hot smash, foul. And diving away or jumping away. Third base coach, Coach Pfaff. That was moving. That was hit hard. And good job by Coach hopping, getting out of the way. There have been a few of those already in this one. So still full count. And Gugesberg steps in. Here's the pitch from Albertson. That one is low and in. And that'll be ball 4. 4th walk of the game for Albertson. As Keely Gugesberg gets to first base. And Bryn Darling comes to the plate, lefty. She walked and scored in the first inning. And the pitch from Albertson outside, now trying to steal. Throw down to second base is not in time, and it'll be a stolen base for the Sabres. Yeah, there was a courtesy runner, looks like. I'll have to check on the roster who the courtesy runner is. Now that one is way up and in, and it's 2 balls. 2 balls and no strikes to Bryn Darling. Yeah, it's Keith. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Gugesberg who stole second base there. I was thinking it was Morris. There's a comebacker. They throw it over to first, and the Otters retire Bryn Darling as Gugesberg advances to third. But Otters will take that all day. Comebacker, pitcher to first. That's two away. So a runner at third and 2 out. And Kate Thompson to the plate. She grounded out to second her first time. Here's a pitch, hot smash. It goes off of the glove of Zita, and it bounces into foul territory. It is fair, but it'll be an RBI single, as it was a hard hit ball right at Carlana Zita. And I don't know if it bounced off her glove or off her body there. And then it ricocheted into foul territory, but it's an RBI single for Thompson. A run scores. That makes it 9-0 as Gugesberg came in to score. And stepping in now is Lydia Wool, the designated player, number 29. And Thompson was able to get to second on that. There's a hard grounder foul down the third baseline. So it's 0-1, runner at second, 2 out, 9-0 Sartell leads. We're in the top of the second here on our Park Region scoreboard. And the 0-1 pitch. And that is, just catches the zone on the inside corner. Right in there where it was on the edge of higher in the zone. It was in the zone, just in the zone for a strike. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Albertson comes to the plate. It bounces, now hustling over to third and stealing third base is Kate Thompson. That's 4 stolen bases in the game so far here for Sartell. So runner at third now with 2 out in the top of the second and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a blooper. Coming in to center from center field and making the play and putting it away was Kendall Hansen for the Otters. So Wolf flies out to center field, and only 1 run in for Sartell in this one, as it was 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error and 1 left on base. So we're going to the bottom of the second. It's Sartell 9 and Fergus Falls nothing. You're listening to Otter Softball on Channel 977, streaming live on the Fergus Now app.
Light powers your day, and with LEDs, every time you turn on a light, it's a chance to save. See how Otter Tail Power Company can help you save at otpco.com/LED.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls, Breckenridge, and Hankinson. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
What's your number?
I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Job of getting the ball to Carly Peterson, who applied the tag at third to get that out. And then after a walk to Keely Gugesberg, she was able to come around to score, but only 1 run in. And it's 9-0 Sartell, and leading off for the Otters is Kendall Hansen, and that one is low. And it's a ball and no strikes. That's the first pitch that was taken. The Otters were out, put the ball in play 3 times on the first pitch in each at bat, and it was 3 consecutive outs. But Hansen pitches, now she fouls that one back. And man, the velocity of Kuzman bringing it to the plate. She throws hard. So the Otters have to be on their toes and ready to jump on anything and get the ball in play. There's swing and a miss as Hansen was behind that one, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch, swing, and that is popped foul right behind us in the bleachers. And the count will stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Kendall Hansen leading off the bottom of the second for the Otters. 9-0 on our Park Region scoreboard. Sartell with a lead. Swing, and she keeps the at-bat alive. One that was a little bit low, but one close enough where as a batter you don't want to risk it. She got the bat on it and put it foul play. And here's the 1-2 pitch, swing. And that one's put in play. A little blooper behind second, but ranging back and making the play is Reese Kuzman. So Hansen is retired to lead off the bottom of the second. That'll bring up senior first baseman Carlana Zita. And Sartell's been really solid defensively here to start the game. Otters have put it in play 4 times, and they've recorded all the outs so far. Here's Zita at the plate, swing and grounded foul. Left side down the third baseline, so it's 0-1. Despite how hard Kuzman is throwing, the Otters are getting the bat on the ball. Only 1 swing and miss so far in the first 4 batters and change. And Carlana Zita, the first baseman, takes it low, and it's a ball and a strike. So 1-1 to Zita, and the pitch swing, and that's chopped foul, third baseline. And again with this velocity, Zita, the foul balls, they've been ahead of it down the third baseline. So the Otters can straighten it out a little bit, get it in play, see if they can get some base runners. And here's the 1-2 pitch from Kuzman. Swing and a miss. That one was a little more up in the zone, and Zita was unable to catch up to it. First strikeout of the game today for either side. And 2 outs, nobody on. And Mackenzie Whitney comes to the plate. Mackenzie Whitney, the right fielder for Fergus Falls. Swing and a miss. That was behind that one. And there's the velocity coming through there from Kuzman. And here's the 1 pitch, swing and a miss again. So it's no balls and 2 strikes to Whitney. Yeah, Kuzman is impressive athlete, the way she throws the ball, and she made a really athletic out to open the game on a pop bunt out. And here's the 0-2 pitch swing. That one's fouled back. Good job by Whitney getting a piece of that one and fouling it back. So still 0-2, 2 outs, 9-0. Sartell leading here in the bottom of the second inning. on our Park Region scoreboard. And here Kuzman comes to the plate. That one's low and in. And Whitney takes the first ball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And there's strike 3 looking, and that'll end the inning as Whitney takes one look. And 2 strikeouts in the inning for Marnie Kuzman. And no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're on to the 3rd inning. All Sartell here so far, 9-0. The Sabres lead the Otters. You're listening to Otter Softball, streaming live on the Fergus Now app and right here on the radio on Channel 977.
Serve your family and friends the best. Certified Angus beef from the meat department at Service Food. Special cuts and orders always welcome. Service Food, West Lincoln Avenue, Fergus Falls.
Service Food. Serving you best.
Otter Tail Minn-Dakota Coaches has been the trusted name in transportation for 50 years. Safety, service, and dependability are at the heart of every journey. From local routes to nationwide trips, rely on Otter Tail Coaches for a ride you can trust.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
4 errors in that inning. They had 1 error in the 2nd inning, but that run ended up being earned. And Marnie Kuzman has been an impressive pitcher for Sartell, and she's retired all 6 Otters that she has faced, including striking out the last 2 Otters in that 1st inning. We're ready to go here in the top of the 3rd. And leading it off for Sartell will be the number 9 batter, 3rd baseman, number 1, Mia Johnson. I think it was Mia who fouled one off her knee earlier in the game. I believe it was Mia. But she's looking like she's moving okay. She was limping there a little bit earlier. I don't know if there was a substitution. Coaches and umpires discussing something for a moment, but Mia Johnson is stepping into the batter's box here now. And Hattie Albertson on the mound. 2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs for Albertson. Hasn't struck anyone out. Now if he lost control of that one, the release point went right down into the dirt out of her hands. It'll be a ball, 1-0. So 2 innings, no strikeouts, 5 hits, 4 walks. Of the 9 runs given up, only 2 of them have been earned for Albertson. And here's the pitch. That one bounces a 1.5 feet in front of the plate. So it's now 2 balls and no strikes. And here is the pitch. That one is way high. And it's now 3-0 here to start the 3rd. Leadoff runner has not gotten on first 2 innings for Sartell. It will this time, as that one is up and away, and that'll be a walk to lead off the 3rd. Mia Johnson will take first base. The leadoff batter in the 2nd, Lauren Moore, she did get on base per se. She got a base hit, and then on an error, the ball got out towards the fence. She tried to advance all the way to the 3rd, but was thrown out. So she got on base, but didn't stay on base, and the Otters had 1 out after the first batter in each of the first 2. And now the first pitch is high. As it is now, Sophie Fram is hitting. This is the spot where pitcher Marnie Kuzman is usually batting, but Sophie Fram now, and there's a ground ball foul down the first baseline. It'll be a ball and a strike. So Sophie Fram, that was the substitution that was being put into play, or what was being discussed, I'm sure, a moment ago. Sophie Fram is an outfielder, so we'll see how that mixes and matches the defensive alignment in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's the pitch, the off-speed pitch. That's lined into left center field. That's a base hit. Advancing all the way to 3rd, now coming to 2nd. Fram's going to come into 2nd. Otters threw it to their own base. They should have gone to 2nd to try cut off Fram. We'll give Fram a double on that one. Borderline, as Otters might have had a chance to cut her down going to 2nd. But now it'll be 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. And Reese Kuzman coming to the plate. Kuzman 1 for 1 with a single, a walk, a run, and a stolen base in this one. and takes that for a strike. 0-1, 9-0, Sartell leading, top of the third. And it's an 0-1 count to Reese Kuzman, second and third with nobody out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line drive, base hit left field. At least one run will score, and they will hold up Fram at third, and hustling over to second on the throw to third is Kuzman. So an RBI single for Reese Kuzman. Fram is at third. Reese Kuzman at second. Mia Johnson came in to score, and it's 10-0. Sartell with the lead. That'll bring up Kennedy Lewis, the number 3 batter. Fly ball to right field. Hustling over. Going to be a tough play, and it gets over the head of Mackenzie Whitney and in for a hit. And tripping around third and being held up at third is Reese Kuzman. She would have come in to score, but she tripped over the base. So she will stay at third. It'll end up being an RBI double for Kennedy Lewis. And it'll be second and third. It's now 11-0 as Sophie Fram came in to score. And here's Lauren Morse at the plate. She takes it up in the zone. It's 1-0. So nobody out here in the top of the third. 11-0, second and third, and that one is bounced. It gets by Oren, and coming in to score will be Reese Kuzman. So on the wild pitch, Kuzman comes in to score. Avery's done a nice job behind the plate. There's been a lot of balls that have bounced to her, and she's held a lot of the base runners, and that one was really a tough one. And now Kennedy Lewis is at third. Morse is at the plate. I'm sorry, it's not Morse at the plate. It's Ashlyn Justin. So we had a pinch hitter that snuck by me there. So Ashlyn Justin is at the plate. Lauren Morse, the catcher, not batting. Morse was 2 for 2, her first 2 times up. And here's the pitch to Justin. Ground ball to third. Picked up. Peterson across the base to Zita. And the Otters get the out at third. A run does come in to score. Good play there by Carly Peterson. Got it across the diamond to Zita. A run scores, but the Otters will take it and get that out. And 5-3 on the putout, retiring Ashlyn Justin. And now Keely Gugesberg to the plate. Nobody on base, 1 out. 3 runs are in here in the top of the third. It's 12-0 Sartell, and that one is high to Gugesberg. So a ball and no strikes with 1 out in the top of the third. And Albertson comes to the plate. Swing popped foul over the Otter dugout left side. Look out, kiddos back there. Everyone's all right. And it's 1-1. Well, West Central Ag Air, your local Peterson Farms and LG seed supplier, and the right choice to defend your crops. That's West Central Ag Air. And here is the pitch. Albertson, that one's in the dirt, and it's 2-1. Also, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, make Minnesota Motor Company your first stop. That's Minnesota Motor on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls. 2-1 pitch coming to Gugesberg. Way up over the glove. No chance for Owen to get that one, but it's out of the zone for a ball. Nobody on base, so it's 3-1. Keely Gugesberg, the shortstop, she has walked both times. She's come up. She's scored twice, stole a base as well. 3-1 count, might be trying to get that third walk of the game. And here's the 3-1 pitch. That one's high again, and Gugesberg will get her third walk of the game. So Gugesberg to first. That is the 6th walk of the game that the Sabres have taken. And Bryn Darling comes to the plate. Darling's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Left-handed batter, takes it high. And it's 1-0. Yep, beautiful day out. Upper 70s. Wind blowing in that 13, 14 mile per hour range, and there's a swing and a miss. Pitch a little bit low and away, but Darling offered at it, couldn't get it. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mentioned we'll have some Otter baseball coverage next Tuesday. Looking forward to that. And here's the pitch. Offers as a bunt. Offered at it, didn't get it. It's a strike. Hustling down, though, as the ball got away from Owen on a low and outside pitch. And getting to second base on the wild pitch is Gugesberg. So she's on second. 12-0, Sartell leads. Top of the third, one out. And here's the pitch to Darling. Off-speed pitch way high. I believe it's 2-2. Yep, 2-2 is the count. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Say that I believe that sometimes the scoreboard is a little different, and yeah, they did correct it to 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and just inside gets away from Owen, hustling over to third was Gugesberg on the wild pitch, and it's runner at third now with 1 out. Kate Thompson is on deck for Sartell, and here is the pitch. And that is outside. It'll be another walk. So Darling draws the walk. Third walk of the inning. 7th walk of the game. And Kate Thompson to the plate, the first baseman for Sartell. Another lefty. Sabres got a lot of lefties in their lineup, at least 3 that I can remember. And the pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner, hustling down and stealing second. Otters throw down to third, trying to maybe have a chance to pick off Gugesberg. She gets back in there safely. Stolen base for Darling. 5th stolen base of the game for the Sabres. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line drive, right field, backing up, and that's over the head of Whitney. Couple runs are going to come in to score. On her way to second, coming to third is Thompson. Is she going to keep going? They're bringing her all the way around, and she will be in. And I think it'd probably be if you're scoring it properly, a triple, as the Otters should have been able to cut it off. They didn't cut it off properly, and I think it got by Sophie Lee there, and that allowed Thompson to come around and score from third. So that makes it 15-0. Sartell with the lead, and I'm not totally up to date on what the run rules are after. I believe there's a chance that if it's 15 runs after 3 innings, it might be the game would be over at that point. I believe it's 15 after 3, 12 after 4, or 8 after 5. So the Otters in that position. They got to keep Sartell off the board the rest of this inning and score in the next inning to keep this game alive, if I'm correct. But it's 15-0 now. Gugesberg scored on that play. Darling scored. We'll call it a 2-run triple, and then Thompson came around to score on that error. The first pitch is bounced to the plate for a ball. Really a well-hit ball by Thompson on that last one. It's at the plate now. It's Lydia Wool, the designated player for Sartell. And here's the pitch. That's in for a strike. And it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the third. All Sartell here. Popped up behind the plate. And it's going to bounce off the fencing behind home plate. And it's a ball and 2 strikes here to Lydia Wool. She's the only player who has not batted this inning. Mia Johnson is on deck. She started the inning with a walk. And that one's outside. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lydia Wool. Wool is 0 for 2. She reached on an error and scored in the first. Flew out to center in the second. 2-2 pitch. Takes it high, and that'll bring the count full to 3-2. So 3-2 pitch to Wool, and Albertson comes to home plate. Swing line drive, right center field. That's a base hit. Wool around first, and she will stay at first. It'll be a base hit, well-struck ball there by Lydia Wool. And now the Sabres, they batted around, and here comes Mia Johnson, who started this inning with a walk and a run scored. She's 1 for 1 in the game with a single, a walk, 2 runs scored, and a stolen base. Good game for Johnson. And here's the pitch in their first strike. Good start to the at-bat for Albertson. No balls and a strike. Wool at first, Johnson at the plate, Albertson with the pitch inside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the pre-owned inventory at Minnesota Motor Company is growing. Contact the sales team for a test drive today. Minnesota Motor on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls. Ball and a strike. Here's the pitch to Johnson. That's low. Gets past Oren. And moving on to second on the wild pitch is Wool. Another runner in scoring position here. With Wool at second base, and it's a 2-1 count to Mia Johnson. There's a pitch. That one bounces in front of the plate. Just been a busy, tough afternoon for Avery Oren. A lot of balls trying to stop him in the dirt, and she's done a really nice job for the most part. There have been a number that have gotten away, but eventually a lot of them are going to have to get away. There's a ground ball in the hole. That one's a seeing eye base hit into left field. And hustling around, first going to second is Johnson as she advances on the throw to third. So Mia Johnson has been on base all 3 times with the base hit there. She advances to second on the throw. Wool goes to third, and it's second and third with 1 out. And at the plate now, taking a strike, is Sophie Fromm. Sophie came in batting for the pitcher Marnie Kuzman, subbed in this inning. And she reached and scored her first time up, swing and a miss on that one. And it's 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Otters trying to get out number 2 here in this 3rd inning. And the pitch from Albertson, swinging a ground ball to first off the glove of Zita into right field. That's a hard base hit. 2 runs are going to score. That's going to be a 2-run single for Sophie Fromm. As coming in to score Lydia Wool, and Mia Johnson scores for the 3rd time in this game. It's now 17-0. Sartell with the lead, and Reese Kuzman is up for the 4th time. And the pitch is just on the inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Kuzman 2 for 2 in the game with a pair of singles, a walk, 2 runs scored, an RBI, and a stolen base in this one. Second baseman. And here's the pitch, swing and a grounder to third, just foul. Getting past Peterson, but it was about 4 feet foul down the third baseline. So Albertson ahead again. She was ahead of Fromm, but Fromm got a base hit and now is ahead of Reese Kuzman 0-2. Fromm is at first base. With 1 out, and the pitch, that one's high, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2, 1 out here, top of the 3rd. Sabres another huge inning here, and there's an off-speed pitch way high. And it's 2-2 the count. With 1 out, and Albertson comes to Kuzman. That one's low and in, and advancing to third as it briefly got away from Oren. And hustling into second base is Sophie Fromm. So she's on second, and the count is full. To Reese Kuzman. Here's the full count pitch, and that one's outside, and it's ball 4. 4th walk of the inning for Albertson, 8th walk of the game. First and second, and coming to the plate now is Kennedy Lewis, the right fielder, number 3. And the lefty steps in, off-speed pitch, fly ball to right field. Backing up is Whitney, and Whitney puts it away, makes the catch. Good job of getting under it. Tagging and advancing to third is Fromm, so she will advance to third, but the Otters, more importantly, got that second out. Good job by Whitney getting under the ball and making the catch. So 2 outs, first and third here in the top of the 3rd. Sartell, they scored 8 in the first. They scored 1 in the second. They have 8 in here in the 3rd. Otters trying to keep it at that number. And here's the pitch. Chopped to third, picked up by Peterson across the diamond, and they put it away. Good finish to the inning for the Otters. 5-3 on the putout as Ashlyn Justin is retired. So that is 8 runs in the inning for Sartell. And they had 7 hits on the inning. There was 1 error and 1 left on base. And the Otters got to get some runs. I believe if they don't get at least 3 runs, the game might be over here. But we'll double check that in just a bit. 17-0. Sartell leads. Back with more Otter softball in just a moment.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota Motor.
Hi, I'm Jay, owner of Fergus Apothecary, downtown Fergus Falls. We like to talk to you out in the open, not through glass, not through a speaker. We treat you as a person, not as an insurance card. So we invite you to come downtown Fergus Falls and speak with us.
Serve your family and friends the best. Certified Angus beef from the meat department at Service Food. Special cuts and orders always welcome. Service Food, West Lincoln Avenue, Fergus Falls.
Service Food. Serving you best.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton, there's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
And back here for the bottom of the third, 17-0, Sartell with the lead. And into pitch is Lydia Wohl for Sartell. Otters got to get at least 3 runs in this game to keep the game going, and she swings and misses at that one. More velocity here from the Sartell pitchers. Wohl throws hard, and it's a ball and a strike. Leading off the inning for the Otters is Evelyn Wadel, the designated player, number 10. And the pitch, that one's in for a strike. And it's a ball and 2 strikes now. So the rule after 3 innings, if it's 15, differential is 15 or more, the game would be over. So Otters got to get 3 runs to keep this game going. And here's the pitch. That one is low and in, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Evelyn Wadel trying to get on base here for Otters. Try to get some runs on the board. Keep this game going. And here's the pitch, and that one's low and away. So the count goes full with Lydia Wohl on the mound, number 29. Wohl at the plate, 1 for 3 today. Couple runs scored. And here is the pitch. That one just caught the inside corner. Strike 3, struck Wadel out looking. The Otters have struck out 3 times in a row now, and that'll bring up Izzy Landberg, the freshman shortstop. Izzy Landberg, shortstop, hoping to get on base here for the Otters. And here's the pitch from Wohl. Popped up to shortstop, and under it is Gugesberg, and she puts it away. Keely Gugesberg with the pop-out catch. So Otters down to their last out here in the 3rd inning. But it is a 17-0 lead, and the got to get it to under 15 to keep the game going. So Avery Oren trying to keep things alive for Fergus Falls, the catcher. Thought Avery's done a nice job behind the plate. Busy day. She takes a strike. She's been active and has blocked a lot of pitches that were bounced to the plate. And stepping in, it's 0-1 to Avery Oren, the pitch from Wohl, and that catches the outside corner. Otters down to their last strike here, as it is 0-2 with 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 3rd, 17-0. Sartell with the lead. And here's the pitch, swing, and that is, she got a piece of it, and it goes foul. Might have got to get a piece of the umpire here. Shakes it off and gets right back in there. That couldn't have felt great. But Oren stays alive on that one, fouled it off. And here's the 0-2 pitch from Wohl. That one's high. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Avery Orend, junior catcher for the Otters. On deck would be Carly Peterson coming around to the top of the order. And the pitch, that one's low and in. So 2-2. So Avery Orend trying to battle here, keep this at bat and the game going. Beautiful afternoon here out at D Lagoon Park in Fergus Falls. And the 2-2 pitch, that one's low. So another 3-2 count. This is the second 3-2 count in the inning. Last, Evelyn Wadle led off, got the count to 3-2, but struck out looking. And see if Avery can get on base here for the Otters. Full count. And Wool ready here, come to the plate. Swing and a miss. Really good pitch right at the knees, and Oren goes down swinging. And with the strikeout, and that will do it for the game as the 15-run rule comes into play with Sartell scoring 8 runs in the 3rd inning here. And the Otters unable to score. And the final score on our Park Region Service Beyond the Connection scoreboard. Final after 3 innings, 17-0. Sartell with the win. Sartell improves to 8-3 on the season. Well, Midwest Printing, your local partner for quality printing. Visit Midwest Printing in Fergus Falls. And also simply drive in to Minnesota Motor Company for their hassle-free express lube. That's Minnesota Motor on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls. Well, it's time for our Olson Oil Card Express postgame show. So we'll take a quick break. We'll have our Olson Oil Card Express postgame show. Otters fall to Sartell 17-0, the final here this afternoon. We'll take a break, come back with our postgame show right after this.
I'm Tad Butke, your dedicated business sales consultant at Park Region. Whether you're looking to optimize your operations, scale your business, or find tailored solutions, I'm here to help you achieve your goals.
Reach out to Tad today at 218-998-2000 for Park Region to go beyond the connection.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Olson Oil Card Express of Fergus Falls is your one-stop shop. Propane tank refills? Check. Diesel for your trucks? Check. Gas, propane exchange, and bulk delivery? Check, check, and check. Olson Oil Card Express, supporting Otter sports.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota Motor.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
Yeah, the Otters, they got the leadoff batter out to start the game as Marnie Kuzman popped out to start the game, but then it was really errors that really set the Otters back right after that. And there were 4 first-inning errors that led to 8 runs. Only one of those runs were earned in that first inning. And a single, an error, a single, couple walks, another error, and a single. And you add it all together, and it ended up being 8 runs in the first inning for Sartell. Otters were up. Otters unable to get a base runner in this game in these 3 innings. They got to some full counts and almost got some runners, but unable to get any base runners through any of their 3 times around their 3 innings that they were up to bat. Second inning was a little better. Otters held Sartell to just 1 run, and that was an earned run in that second inning, and then it was another really big inning for Sartell in the 3rd inning, and all those ended up being earned, and it was another 8-run inning in the 3rd. So 8 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, and 8 in the 3rd for Sartell, added up to 17 runs. Hattie Albertson, 3 innings pitched, ended up being of the 17 runs, 10 of those were earned with 12 hits. She walked 8. And then Sartell had 2 pitchers in the game, and Marnie Kuzman had 2 innings pitched, no earned runs, no hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. And then it was Lydia Wohl who pitched the 3rd inning and 1 perfect inning and struck out 2 in that one as the Otters fall to Sartell here, 17-0. So we'll take a break, and one final break here on our Olson Oil Card Express postgame show. And when we return, we'll name our Quality Player of the Game, sponsored by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. You're listening to Otter Softball, streaming live on the Fergus Now app and on the radio here on Channel 977.
What's the record for the biggest walleye? What's the record for the largest goldfish? Wait, what? Never release aquatic animals or plants into our lakes and rivers. Help protect our waters and native species.
Business systems can be frustrating. Don't take it out on the printer. Let Liberty Business Systems simplify the chaos. With automated printing services and flexible contracts, you'll never feel frustrated or stuck with your business systems.
Our Quality Player of the Game, sponsored by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. For screen printing and embroidery on custom apparel with the best in personal service around, contact Lake Country Graphics at 1223 North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027. That's 998-4027. And hey, for Quality Player of the Game for the Otters today, a little tougher one when the Otters couldn't get anything going, unable to get any hits against a very talented Sartell team that had pitching that was high in velocity, tough to get any base runners going. They made good contact on the ball, but if we're going to give a Quality Player of the Game today, I think we're going to give it to junior catcher Avery Oren, who was active behind the plate, and in a game where there were a number of balls bounced to her, and she was active, moving left to right, trying to block as many, and of course a number of them were able to get away and get past, but there were a lot of really good plays she made from behind the plate, and that was I think a silver lining for the Otter team, Devaney Smith today, and she did a nice job working hard behind the plate, kept as many as she could in front and trying to hold the Sartell runners as best she could. We're going to give the Quality Player of the Game today to Avery Oren, the junior catcher for Fergus Falls. She's our Quality Player, sponsored by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. So just a reminder before we sign off, we're going to have, this is our last Otter softball broadcast, but we are going to have Otter baseball next Tuesday, so look forward to that, and keep listening to Craig Olson in the morning for some updates and reports on some of the specifics for that. So we're going to have some Otter baseball coverage here later this May, but for sure next Tuesday, I hope the weather is just like it is today. Beautiful day, breezy enough to keep it a little cool enough, but sun coming down. Just a tough day for the Otters against a very good Sartell team. As that'll be it for us today on the broadcast, with Sartell defeating Fergus Falls after 3 innings, a final score of 17-0 on our Park Region Service Beyond the Connection scoreboard. That'll put an end to our Olson Oil Card Express post-game show. And for Dave Bishop with the production on our streaming, and this is Jason Retzloff signing off from D Lagoon Park in Fergus Falls, and we thank you for listening to Otter Softball, streaming live on the Fergus Now app and on Channel 977.
Thank you for joining us for a special KBRFradio.com video streaming production. Tonight's game is proudly brought to you by Otter Tail Power Company and your Otter Tail Power Company pregame show, Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard, Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show, Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeouts, Oxted Plumbing and Heating with your game time and temperature, Viking Cafe and Fergus Falls Apothecary with your keys to the game, Olson Oil Card Express and your Olson Oil Card Express postgame show, Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota Player of the Game, Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups, Otter Tail County AIS Task Force, Liberty Business Systems, Service Food of Fergus Falls Monument, Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapy Incorporated, Otter Tail Coaches, and FM Bank of Fergus Falls.